What if the 10 minutes you spend after waking up could be the difference between suffering a devastating stroke and protecting your brain for the next 20 years? I'm about to share something that shocked even me when I reviewed the latest research. A 2024 study from Johns Hopkins followed over 12,000 adults over age 60 for 7 years and discovered something remarkable. Those who performed a specific morning routine reduced their stroke risk by 51 compared to those who didn't. That's cutting your risk in half with actions so simple you can start tomorrow morning. But here's what's truly astonishing. The number one habit on this list takes less than 90 seconds, costs absolutely nothing, and according to neurologists at the Mayo Clinic, it's more effective at preventing blood clots than many pharmaceutical interventions. Yet almost no one over 60 knows about it because there's simply no profit in promoting free solutions. I've spent over 3 decades working with stroke survivors, and I can tell you this. The tragedy isn't just the stroke itself, it's that most could have been prevented. Every single day, someone's mother, father, or spouse loses their independence, their speech, their mobility because they didn't know these 5 morning habits existed. After today, you'll never have that excuse. Before we begin, tell me in the comments right now, how old are you, where are you watching from, and what's the first thing you do when you wake up? I read every single comment and provide personalized guidance based on your unique situation. Now, let's dive into habit number 5 and work our way to the most powerful stroke prevention technique at number 1. Habit number 5. Drink 16 ounces of water within 15 minutes of waking. This sounds too simple to matter, but the science is undeniable. While you sleep, your body goes 6 to 8 hours without hydration. During that time, your blood naturally thickens. For seniors over 60, whose blood vessels have already lost some elasticity, this morning thickening creates the perfect storm for stroke. Research published in the American Journal of Epidemiology found that dehydration increases blood viscosity, which means your blood flows like syrup instead of water. When blood can't flow smoothly through narrowed arteries, clots form more easily. And 87% of all strokes are caused by these clots blocking blood flow to the brain. Here's what most people miss. By the time you feel thirsty, you're already moderately dehydrated. For older adults, the thirst mechanism becomes even less reliable. A study from Loma Linda University discovered that people who drank 5 or more glasses of water daily had a 53% lower risk of fatal stroke compared to those drinking 2 or fewer glasses. But timing is everything. That first glass in the morning essentially reboots your circulation. Think of it like priming a pump. Within 15 minutes of drinking water, your blood plasma volume increases. Your heart doesn't have to work as hard, and oxygen-rich blood reaches your brain more efficiently. One 68-year-old man from Oregon had 3 mini-strokes over 2 years. His doctor recommended this simple morning water habit. He's now been stroke-free for 4 years. His neurologist attributes it directly to improved morning hydration, reducing his clot risk. Make it easy. Keep a large glass or bottle on your nightstand. Before you check your phone, before coffee, before anything else, drink those 16 ounces. Room temperature is best because cold water can shock your system after hours of rest. Habit number 4. 5 minutes of gentle stretching before getting out of bed. When you wake up, your blood pressure spikes. This is called the morning surge, and it's one of the most dangerous times for stroke. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that strokes are 40% more likely to occur between 6 a.m. and noon than any other time of day. Why? Because your body shifts from rest mode to active mode too abruptly. Gentle stretching while still lying down tells your cardiovascular system to wake up gradually. A Japanese study published in Hypertension Journal found that just 5 minutes of slow stretching reduced morning blood pressure spikes by 28% in adults over 60. Here's what to do. Before sitting up, while still lying flat, point and flex your toes 10 times. This activates your calf muscles, which help pump blood back to your heart. Then slowly raise your arms overhead and stretch gently. Roll your ankles in circles. Finally, bring your knees toward your chest one at a time. These movements aren't about flexibility. They're about circulation. You're essentially massaging your blood vessels awake, preventing that sudden pressure surge that can rupture weakened vessels in the brain. A 74-year-old retired teacher shared that after adopting this habit, her morning dizziness disappeared completely. Her doctor explained that the stretching was preventing the orthostatic hypotension, sudden blood pressure drops that ironically can also trigger strokes when the body overcompensates. The key is slowness. Rapid movements defeat the purpose. Treat these 5 minutes like you're warming up a cold engine, because that's exactly what you're doing. Habit number 3, eat breakfast within 1 hour of waking. Skipping breakfast isn't just about hunger. For seniors, it's a stroke risk factor that too many doctors overlook. When you don't eat within an hour of waking, your blood sugar drops, triggering a stress response. Your body releases cortisol and adrenaline to raise blood sugar, but these hormones also increase blood pressure and promote inflammation in blood vessel walls. A massive study from the American Heart Association followed 27,000 adults for 16 years. Those who regularly skipped breakfast had a 27 higher risk of heart attack and stroke. The mechanism is clear. Prolonged fasting states in the morning create metabolic chaos that damages vascular health over time. But it's not just about eating anything. What you eat matters tremendously. The ideal stroke prevention breakfast combines 3 elements: protein, healthy fat, and fiber. This combination stabilizes blood sugar, reduces inflammation, and keeps blood flowing smoothly. Think eggs with avocado and whole grain toast, Greek yogurt with nuts and berries, oatmeal with almond butter and ground flaxseed. These meals provide sustained energy without spiking blood sugar, which is crucial because blood sugar spikes damage the delicate lining of blood vessels. A clinical trial in Nutrients Journal showed that seniors who ate a protein-rich breakfast had 31 lower levels of inflammatory markers associated with stroke risk compared to those eating high-carb or skipping breakfast entirely. One critical detail: eat before coffee if possible. Caffeine on an empty stomach amplifies cortisol release, potentially increasing morning blood pressure. If you need that coffee, have it alongside or after food. Habit number 2, 10 minutes of morning sunlight exposure. This habit surprises most people, but the connection between morning sunlight and stroke prevention is scientifically robust. When sunlight hits your eyes and skin in the morning, it triggers a cascade of protective mechanisms. First, it regulates your circadian rhythm, which directly controls blood pressure patterns. A study in the Journal of Clinical Hypertension found that people with disrupted circadian rhythms had significantly higher nighttime blood pressure, a major stroke risk factor. Second, morning sunlight stimulates vitamin D production. By age 60, your skin produces 75 less vitamin D than it did at age 20. Low vitamin D is linked to increased stroke risk through multiple pathways. It affects calcium metabolism in blood vessels, increases arterial stiffness, and elevates inflammatory markers. Research from the University of Copenhagen showed that seniors with vitamin D levels below 20 nanograms per milliliter had double the stroke risk of those with optimal levels above 30 nanograms per milliliter. Third, morning light exposure increases nitric oxide production in your blood vessels. Nitric oxide relaxes blood vessel walls, improves blood flow, and prevents the kind of vascular constriction that leads to clots. The timing matters. Morning light is most effective between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. Just 10 minutes outdoors without sunglasses, allowing light to reach your eyes, is sufficient. If you can't go outside, sit by a window with direct sunlight. A 71-year-old man with hypertension started taking his morning coffee on his porch specifically for this purpose. Within 3 months, his blood pressure medications were reduced by half. His cardiologist noted the improvement in his vascular function tests was remarkable. Habit number 1, 3 minutes of deep breathing before leaving bed. Here it is, the most powerful stroke prevention habit you can adopt, and it costs nothing. 3 minutes of structured deep breathing immediately upon waking has been shown to reduce stroke risk through multiple proven mechanisms. A groundbreaking 2023 study from the University of Colorado had participants practice specific breathing exercises for just 5 minutes daily. After 6 weeks, their vascular endothelial function improved by 45, equivalent to the improvement seen with aerobic exercise. The endothelium is the inner lining of blood vessels, and its health directly determines stroke risk. Here's why this works so powerfully. Deep breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which counteracts the morning stress response. It lowers cortisol, reduces blood pressure, and decreases heart rate, all within minutes. But more importantly, The mechanical action of deep breathing improves blood oxygenation and reduces blood viscosity. Each deep breath is essentially a massage for your circulatory system, helping prevent the sluggish morning blood flow that leads to clots. Research in Hypertension Research Journal showed that adults over 60 who practiced breathing exercises had a 32% reduction in morning blood pressure surge, the exact phenomenon responsible for so many morning strokes. Here's the exact technique. While still lying down, place one hand on your belly. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4, feeling your belly rise. Hold for a count of 4. Exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 6. The longer exhale is crucial. It maximizes the calming effect on your nervous system. Repeat this cycle for 3 minutes. That's only about 12 to 15 full breath cycles. This isn't meditation or spirituality. This is cardiovascular medicine delivered through your own breath. A 69-year-old woman with a family history of stroke adopted only this one habit. 6 months later, her vascular age measured by arterial stiffness tests had decreased by 8 years. Her neurologist called it one of the most significant non-pharmaceutical improvements she'd ever documented. There you have it, 5 morning habits that together can cut your stroke risk in half. Water to thin your blood, stretching to wake your circulation gently, breakfast to stabilize your metabolism, sunlight to optimize your vascular function, and breathing to calm your entire cardiovascular system. The beauty of these habits is their simplicity. You don't need expensive supplements, complicated equipment, or medical interventions. You just need knowledge and consistency. And now you have the knowledge. If this information has helped you, hit that like button and share this video with anyone over 60 who needs to hear it. Subscribe so you never miss life-saving information like this. Most importantly, tell me in the comments which habit you're starting tomorrow morning. I read every response, and I'm here to support your journey to a stroke-free future. Your brain has carried you through decades of life. These 5 morning habits are how you protect it for the decades ahead. Thank you for watching and for taking your health seriously.